Okay, let's start with the class 4 or maybe the class 5 most of JSF, which is Java Server Faces. अभी तक हमने Java Server Faces की कुछ ही HTML मॉड्यूल देखे हैं, या हमने फेसेट्स देखे, हमने टैग लाइब्रेरीज देखी, हमने प्रीफिक्स उनको किया, और हमने बहुत सारी चीज़ें देखी, और हमने कल जो थ्योरेटिकल पढ़ा उससे आगे चलते हुए आज मैं आपको कुछ और प्रैक्टिकल्स दिखाता हूँ, राइट. And we were talking of date conversions, we were talking of currency conversions also, that I'll also show you कि हमारे पास UI में कितना सारा available है. And we were talking of validations as well, right. What if I want to validate the data, right, and so on and so forth. So वो कैसी चीज़ें हम देखेंगे इंशाल्लाह मुझे लगता है सारा आहिस्ता आहिस्ता ही देखेंगे, ठीक है. Okay, so just a moment, huh? I'll get started with this. Alright, select one menu हमने देखा, and we also saw how to pre-populate values, right. And today we will see select one radio and select many radio. Right, I'll go to my index.xhtml. So we have seen favorite language, and what we will do today, we will try and convert this favorite language, or we'll go and okay, here is index. Alright, so what I will do here is add another tr. मैं एक और tr ऐड करता हूँ यहाँ पर, ठीक है. तो और कोई चीज़ हम देखते हैं आज, and I'll add a td. I'll say select your favorite database. So I got to select your favorite database right here. So this time I'll go with H, which is the reference to the JSF HTML library, not to the JSF core library. It's just the reference to the JSF HTML library. And what does it do? It basically renders, right? It is the rendering process that we have to. मैंने आपको उसके बारे में already बताया that we have a web server that is going to render it. So giving the reference to the JSF HTML library, H means HTML, I will say select one radio this time. Right, so I'll go with select one radio, and I'll have to make a managed bean getter and setter for that. So we know this, right? So I'll go to student, and I will say private string, right, and I can say favorite DB. What is DB? DB stands as database. So I will insert code, right click. Okay, insert code. क्या हो गया इसको? Insert code क्यों नहीं आ रहा है? I don't know. Just a moment. I'll save this. I will say insert code getters and setters for this favorite DB. Okay, and go back to index.xhtml, and I'll say value. Now we'll have to give the reference to the value. Value is hash, which, or you can say pound. राइट, द ऑटोमेटिक ऑब्जेक्ट जो आपने नहीं बनाया, ऑटोमेटिकली ऑब्जेक्ट अवेलेबल है मैनेज्ड बीन का आपके पास, कंटेनर दे रहा है आपको, तो आई विल से फेवरेट डीबी. वेयर इज फेवरेट डीबी? सो दिस इज व्हाट वी आर गोइंग टू डू विद दिस. ओके, एंड देन द ऑप्शन. सो नाउ वी कैन सिलेक्ट द ऑप्शंस हियर. I can say F. F is the reference to the JSF core library, not to the JSF HTML, but to the JSF core library. It's again HTML rendering library. So I will say select item. You can either go with select items or item. So I'll say item. Item has two things. I'll say item value is let's say about 100. Okay, and item label. So now if you know your database well, अगर आपको अपनी database के बारे में पता है, right? Database के अंदर हम क्या बेचते हैं? Right? We give ID to each and everything, right? Yeah, if you remember normalization, if you remember first form, second form, third form, BCNF, fourth form, fifth form of normalization. So what we do there is basically we normalize the data, and we try, and if we are joining two tables, we'll join them on the basis of IDs, right? So now if you want to take only the ID to the database, right, every product will have an ID, then you'll go with item value 100, iska ID rahega ye, or label, let's say about we have Oracle. will have Oracle 11G as a database, and I'll close this tag, and this is known as the self-closing tag, and this is the separate closing tag. And I'll go with again F select item value is equal to 101, and I will go with item label, and the label is going to be SQL Server, right? Or you can go with Microsoft SQL Server, so you can call this anything. And I will say select item again, and I'll say item value is going to be 102, and item label is going to be let's say MySQL Server, right? So what is your favorite database? And I'll go with F dash select item. I'll say item value 103, and item label is MongoDB, and this is it, right? And now let's view this from here. Right, now you're getting, select your favorite database. You can select one at the same time: Oracle 11G, SQL Server, MySQL Server, MongoDB, and I'll click on register, right? So unable to find the matching case view ID index for the save. All right, so we have to understand that we need to have that outcome save. We don't have it right now. Now let's go ahead and see. That means action क्या है हमारी, save है, right? So save action क्या हमने define की हुई है faces configuration में. Yes, we have already defined it, and it is going to take us to the response page, right? So we are going to go to the response page. Just a moment, so I have to select it. All right. All right. So we have this save form outcome, that from index.html, if you have an outcome saved, you will be going to response page.xhtml. So that is where to view ID is mentioned. So ये तो है already mentioned. Where aren't we getting redirected? Outcome is basically response page.xhtml. Do we have response page.xhtml? Right, we have response page.xhtml here. So I'll save it and try and refresh it. Right, unable to find matching navigation case with form ID index.xhtml for action save with outcome save. Now what is the problem here? Okay, so we changed it afterwards, right? So we have redirection happening. So save outcome is here. Go to login.xhtml. Okay, now the command button value is register and action is save. I'll again select this action save. We should get redirected. Let me first see what is the problem here. There's problem, so I'll say RESPONSE response page. तो पहले हम डायरेक्ट response page ले जाते हैं, बाद में हम इसका देखते हैं क्या प्रॉब्लम आ रही है navigation case में. So I'll click register and we are redirected to the response page. So let me display this in the response page. Someone has come in late. इंशा का एग्जाम होगा, which is our exam दिवा. The amount of exams we take and give, we should be, world's best professionals, right? We should become world's best professionals. I don't know. All right, now we have this UI, and मैंने आपको already दिखाया UI repeat हम use करते हैं यहाँ पर. तो हम यहाँ पर favorite database BASE. My favorite database is, we're not going to use UI, sorry. I have to display just a single database. I'll go with I will go simply with the pound student dot favorite DB. So this is how I can display my favorite DB. So let me refresh it and let me give the student ID as 101, first name, last name, password, Srinagar, and what are your favorite language? Go, Java, JSP, Python, all three. And my favorite database is Oracle 11G. So I'll say register. Now you can see your favorite database is 100. Now why are we getting 100? Right? So why are we basically getting this 100? Right? So that is where basically everything lies. Right? So what basically we are doing here, अगर आप आराम से देखते हैं, हम इंडेक्स पेज पे डेटा ले रहे हैं, लेकिन हर किसी आइटम का एक वैल्यू है. आप देखिए हमें वैल्यू 100 आ रहा है. That means 100 क्या मतलब है? It is Oracle 11G. So this is how, if you want to use database, right? This is how we can transfer different things to the database, right? Okay. Just a moment. Okay. So now if you want to display the same name, you can have it displayed like this, ORACLE, Oracle 11G. But yeah, अगर database में हमें ले जाना तो हम ऐसे ही काम करते हैं, या database से extract करते हैं. If you are creating a dynamic website, these things are going to come from the database and everything is going to go to the database. So we take IDs to the database, right? So we don't do these things, right? So we can even say SQL सर्वर. अगर आप नाम ही डिस्प्ले कराना चाहते हैं तो वैल्यू में भी आप सेम चीज लेंगे जो आप लेबल में ले रहे हैं. सो आई से माय SQL server, and for MongoDB I'll say MongoDB, MongoDB. Right, so you can take the same thing, right? Now if I refresh it and I select this and I say PSS pass, and I'll say register. Now you can say that instead of displaying an ID, we are getting this thing being displayed, which is Oracle 11G, right? So this is how we deal with this select one item. Now if I want to pre-populate, I repeat, जैसे हमने पिछली बार pre-populate किया data को. Now what if I want to pre-populate data? So I'll write it down. I'll write the question here. I need answer from each and every one of you. Right? If you can give me the answer. What if I want to pre-populate the data, right, into the right select radio? Right, I have to populate many, and I have to take only one. Right, तो ये आपका क्वेश्चन है. प्री पॉपुलेट कैसे करेंगे डेटा? सबसे पहले यानी जो मैंने यहाँ हार्ड कोड किया हुआ है इसे मैं प्री पॉपुलेट कैसे करूंगा, ठीक है. लेकिन जब मैं सबमिट करूंगा, क्योंकि रेडियो बटन है, एक ही सबमिट होगा, ठीक है, राइट. तो आने के टाइम पे when we are getting data, we are getting many different language, which is Oracle, SQL, MySQL and MongoDB. But once we are submitting the same data, we are submitting only one, because radio button is going to allow us select only one. हाँ जाहिद, कैसे करेंगे आप? हाँ जी, जवाब दो. इफाम, जाहिद, उज़ैर. क्या UI? सवाल फिर से पढ़ो, मैं आपको सवाल देखो. हाँ, go and see the सवाल first. अरे सवाल सामने है ना. है ना? They are working for whom? हेलो इफाम, उजैर, जाहिद, सारे बच्चे। अमरार किधर है, आया कि नहीं आया?
यस सर।
हाँ बोल। हेलो, अरे यार उजैर कहाँ गया?
यस सर।
क्या चुकाना?
सरकार ने क्या रेडियो बटन बनाया?
यार तुमको सीधे मुझे बताओ दैट इतना तुमको इतने बड़े हो गए तुम लोग, व्हाई आरंट यू अंडरस्टैंडिंग सिंपल इंग्लिश? सामने तुमको लिखा है यहाँ पर और बोलते हो करना क्या है?
तो जब आ ही नहीं रहा तो सामने क्या देखिए?
अरे इतने टाइम से मैंने रखा हुआ है, अब ये हैंग है। मैंने तो स्क्रीन चेंज ही नहीं।
सर जब हमें स्टार्ट हुआ था ना, ये अभी उसी स्क्रीन पे है, मेरा तो अभी उसी स्क्रीन। अब मैं
हाँ चलो इफाम बताओ, चलो छोड़ो आप उजैर। इफाम, ओ बैंगलोर वाली किधर गया?
सर
हाँ बताओ क्या करना। अब ये नहीं बोलना क्या करना है, सामने है।
वो देखा मैंने, लेकिन
हाँ
क्वेश्चन देखा मैंने, लेकिन आंसर पता नहीं।
क्यों नहीं पता है? मतलब रीजन क्या है, क्यों नहीं पता? क्या तुमको दिखाया नहीं, क्या तुमको पढ़ाया नहीं, क्या मतलब क्या रीजन क्या है कि नहीं पता है? व्हाई डू यू से कि पता नहीं? ऑल दोज इन कश्मीर हैव अ रीजन कि डिस्प्ले नहीं आ रहा है। इनकी स्क्रीन पे अभी डिस्प्ले आ भी रहा होगा, वो बोलेंगे कि नहीं आ रहा है। यू नो दैट, सो दे विल बी इजीली सेइंग दिस कि हमारे को डिस्प्ले नहीं आ रहा है, राइट? Now see, what if I want to pre-populate the data into the selected radio? It's as simple as anything. हमने तो previously pre-population किया है, right? Didn't we use pre-population? I'll go to student.java. आप देखिए आपके पास क्या क्या है, ठीक है? Now you can go ahead that this favorite DB is basically a string, right? Pre-populate data को कराना है. I will make a private list of type string, right, and I will call this as right get favorite db, right, or we can say list of favorite databases, right? And now what I can do right here is create, right, so I'll say list of favorite db is equivalent to new array. So we'll create an array list of this. So what is the problem? Array list, right, is equal to new array list, and that's it. And now we will keep on adding it. So I will say favorite db dot add, right? So we can say list of favorite db dot add. Now you keep on adding. बट नाउ अब मेरा सवाल तो फिर से समझ लेना, यहाँ पर मैं आपको क्या बोलने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ. सो नाउ आई कैन डू दिस एंड आई कैन से ऐड, नो प्रॉब्लम. सो आई विल से ऐड SQL server, or we can say MICROSOFT, Microsoft SQL server. Now I will add this. So let me copy this and add all the favorite languages here, right? So second, third, and fourth, and fifth, maybe, who knows. And I will say MySQL server. So I will say ORACLE, Oracle 11G database, and I'll say MONGO, MongoDB. And I can go here, I'll say NoSQL, which is no SQL, no structured query. These are all the name of databases. हमारे पास कौन कौन सी database है? Microsoft SQL Server database, MySQL Server database, Oracle G, MongoDB and NoSQL, ये सारी database है और ये मैंने सब pre-populate कर दिया है यहाँ पर. तो अब हम क्या काम करेंगे? ठीक है. We will go ahead to the index.xhtml. What I'll do, because I want to pre-populate it from the managed bean, तो मैं यहाँ पर क्या करूँगा, f dash right select item की जगह select items, and I'll take the value and I'll go ahead with the value and I'll say student students dot, okay, student dot so I will say selected language. Okay, we have not created getters and setters yet, so I'll right click, insert code, getters and setters, list of favorite DB. इसका getter setter बनाएंगे. So now because it's a managed bean, you can see that list of favorite DB is available. Now if I refresh the page, right, if I go back to index.html, there's some kind of an error, just a moment, so we'll see that. Okay, we have not closed the tag yet, so I'll close the tag. Alright, so now you can see Microsoft SQL Server, Microsoft SQL Server, Oracle 11g, MongoDB and NoSQL. लेकिन अब ये काफ़ी नहीं है, अब ये सब तो आ रहा है managed bean से. What my question is that I want, आपने स्टार्ट में ही देखा होगा, if I say Control Z and if I erase everything right here, now you can see that we have two different things right here. We have item value which is 100 and we have item label which is Oracle 11g. That means जब भी हम select item use करते हैं हमारे पास item value होता है और item label होती है. That means we have two different things. We have an item value and we have an item label. Now the moment we are pre-populating data now, चलो ठीक है, pre-populate data तो हो रहा है database से, लेकिन हम खाली value ला रहे हैं, हम label नहीं ला रहे. What if I want to get from the database a different value and a different label? ठीक है, तो उसके लिए क्या यूज करेंगे हम? अपना दिमाग यूज करो पहले, बाद में देखो हम क्या यूज करेंगे. Right, but first what you have to do, you have to use your brains in order to know what to use and what not to use. So first use your brains, right, and tell me what do we use. हाँ, उज़ैर,
क्या कसम से कुछ नहीं आ रहा है.
मैं अच्छा सवाल समझो. जब हम प्री पॉपुलेट डेटा करते हैं ना, हमने एरे यूज नहीं किया.
हाँ.
तो वही मैं भी बोल रहा हूँ. एरे में खाली अब हमने क्या लाया, हमने वैल्यू लाया. I want to display the value and I want to display the label as well, but I want to get it from the managed bean. अब managed bean से हम खाली list ला रहे हैं ना, list of array. आप समझ आ गया?
मतलब हमें अब क्या करना है?
हाँ,
जो हमें वहाँ से लिस्ट है, उनको अलग अलग करना है.
हम ला रहे हैं ना managed bean से list. पिछली बार भी जब आपने देखा select, पिछली बार जब हमने select many menu यूज किया ना, select many menu जो हमने managed bean कंस्ट्रक्टर से लाया इनिशियलाइज करके, वैसे ही आज भी हम कंस्ट्रक्टर में इनिशियलाइज कर रहे हैं लिस्ट. उसका नाम रखा हमने लिस्ट ऑफ फेवरेट डेटाबेस. लेकिन जब हम करते हैं f: selected items, we have only one thing available, that is list of favorite DB. Where do you get value from and how do you differentiate? या मुझे वैल्यू भी चाहिए, मुझे यहाँ पर आइटम भी चाहिए. ठीक है, that means array क्या है? array, what is an array list? It is collection. I'll show you. I'll show it on your screens.
लूप हमें चलाना है.
अबे लूप को गोली मारो. नहीं. What is a list? What is a list? What is a list? Can I have a list to carry integer and string? Can a list carry integer and string?
हाँ, अगर हम स्ट्रिंग टाइप का ना रखें, अगर हम दोनों टाइप का रखें, अगर हम लिस्ट में टाइप मेंशन ना करें,
हाँ,
तो हम कोई भी.
ओके, अगर हम टाइप मेंशन ना करें, क्या हम स्ट्रिंग एंड स्ट्रिंग रख सकते हैं? Can a list act as a key and a value pair? Can a list act as a key and a value pair? I'll show you. If I make something like this, private, I'll make private type map. So I'll go with map, right, which is going to be of type integer and string, and I call this as list of db, right? Let's call this as list of db, right? Can we do this? Now we have a map which is going to take key as an integer and value as a string. So now it's a key and a value pair, wherein key is integer and value is string. So it is going to be like this. So integer is going to be the value of the input, select item. So let's say 100, ये integer रहेगा, और let's say SQL server, ये हमारा string रहेगा. That means 100 and SQL. So now can we replace this, for example, list of db, right? Or can we replace it instead of, I'll show you this, just a moment. Can we create something instead of a list, right? मैंने getters and setters list के delete कर दिए. Now instead of the list, what I have to do right here, I will go with map, java.util.map of type integer and string. I will call this list of favorite. Now I'll say selected, so I'll go with the constructor right here. So I'll say list of favorite db is equal to new hash map, right? Okay, so now we can do this. Right now we can say list of favorite db. Now you can clearly see right here. अब हमने इसे array list से क्या बनाया? Hash map बनाया. Hash map of type, I'll write it down here. It's going to be integer, right? It's going to be of type integer and string. So it's a key and a value pair. If you know what hash map is, it's a key and a value pair data structure, right? And now what I can do right here, I will say list of favorite db dot, now what do we do here, right? Dot, right? And we have many options right here. Now we can compute, we can get, we can set, right? We can merge, we can notify, we can put, right? So I'll use put. Put means अब दो चीजें यहाँ पर put में लगेगी. 101, which is going to be the value, and let's say ORACLE, Oracle server, or we can say Oracle 11G, right? So this is what we can do right here. Right now I can say list of favorite db dot put, right? I'll say put 102, and I'll call this as Microsoft SQL server, right? And I can say list of favorite db dot put, right? I'll say 111 as let's say about Mongo database, right? I can say list of let's say list of favorite db dot put 122, and it is going to be my SQL server. So it's sufficient now, right? So now if I refresh, so now you can clearly see we are still getting all the same. But now you can see we have an error. Student list, the class student does not have the property list of, okay, now we say no, we don't have a property here. Go to index.html. So now we are using it as a value, right? So if I say student, okay, we have to create getters and setters of this, or sorry, क्योंकि हमने change किया ना type इसका. Go back to student, right click, insert code, getters and setters. मैं फिर से इसको समझाऊंगा जिन लोगों को अभी समझ नहीं आ रहा है. मैं पेंट पे आपको फिर से बोर्ड पे समझाता हूँ, आप डर ना करें. So now we can say that we have only values being displayed 101, 102, 112 and 111. Alright, does that mean we can only get values to display? What about the labels? Alright, so can we say, right? Can we only display values, right? Because we have to now display two different things, right? Can we say something like this, data, or let me say item value is coming from this. All right, so that is list of dot values. Just a moment. Let it refresh. All right, so now what we are getting values, right? तो अब मेरा सवाल आपसे ये है कि JSF हमने देखा की एंड अ वैल्यू पेयर यहां पर है, तो आपको जवाब ऐसे देना चाहिए था कि सर हम दो चीजें एक लिस्ट में नहीं कैरी कर सकते, या एरे में हम दो चीजें एट अ टाइम नहीं कैरी कर सकते, है ना? तो आपने अगर जावा अच्छे से पढ़ा है, हमारे पास वेक्टर्स है, हमारे पास हैश सेट्स है, हमारे पास हैश मैप्स हैं, हमारे पास सेट्स है, right? We have many data structures, just like we have dictionary in Python, so we have many data structures here as well. All right. Now, so now we have to populate it. Now, if I select anything from here, let me fill this form up. एक सौ एक, ठीक है, एक. I'll select something, I'll select something, I'll select something. I'll select two languages right here, and I click on register. So now you can see that you are getting your favorite database is Oracle 11G. अब देखो आ रहा है ना? अब ये कैसे हो रहा है? ये क्यों आ रहा है आपको? ठीक है, आप इसको पेंट पे अगर आप देखते हैं, इसको एनालाइज करते हैं. Now what is a hash map? Right? So what is a hash map? It depends on the hash set because it's based on the same hash set methodology, right? It is a key and a value pair, right? जैसे आपने sessions देखे होंगे, key and a value pair, right? Key means, for example, I will say 1, right? And this is going to be the key, and the value for 1 is going to be something, right? Let's say about NIIT. Right, so I'll say 2. The second thing, right, in a map, in a hash map, can be ABC, right? So now if I say get, if I call 1, अगर मैंने 1 को बोला आप call करो, if I call 1, I'll be having NIIT getting displayed. If I call 2, I'll be having ABC being displayed. Because what is the key for NIIT? 1. What is the key for ABC? 2. So that is why I did something like that, right? What we did here is, now clearly aap dekho, we created integer and string. That means now this map is going to be of type key and a value. Key is of type integer, and value is of type string, right? So this is basically how it is going on. So value is of type string, all right? And now we created, because it's an interface, we have to link it with the hash map. So we created an instance of it or an object of it, right? Is equal to new hash map, and we did hash map dot put 101. What is 101? It's the key for Oracle G. What is 102? Key for this, key for this, key for this. All right. So it is going to be, if I say, if I want to display something, I can say, अगर मुझे, let's say about I want to do system.out.println, so I can say list of favorite db.get, right? And now we have to get by key. What is the key? 101. अगर मैंने बोला list of favorite db.get 101, 101 किसकी की है? Oracle G. तो क्या डिस्प्ले होगा? Oracle G डिस्प्ले होगा. So let's run it. so that you also see that what is being displayed using the Glassfish server right here. So I'll say clear, I'll say clear, I will use clear. Okay, now let's see. If I click this and say register, just a moment. Let me click on register. We're not getting anything here. No. System.out.println कहाँ पर दे रहा हूँ मैं? Okay. As soon as things are initialized, so it's going to be automatically displayed. Alright, so I don't have to display it, it's automatically displayed whenever you load the application for the first time. Okay, let me run the Glassfish again. Alright. Right, a debug session with the browser was closed. So whenever you call this add language, so it is going to come. It's not getting displayed. I don't know why. Glassfish server, we don't have it. Right, wait a second. I'll show it separately to you. Alright, for example, let us create a new JSP page. So let's call this as test. So this is the plain JSP that we are running. Has nothing to do with JSF, it's just to show you an example. So I'll just take scriptlets, I'll open scriptlets right here. You all are aware of JSP, don't tell me sir we don't know JSP. Right, so I'll go ahead and access test.jsp now. Now if I access test.jsp, now let's create a hash map. So I will say map, and you have to import map from java.util. So I'll say map list of places is equivalent to new hash map. But now since hash map and map is of type, so we have key and a value pair, so I'll select integer and string. You can select both string and string depending on the need and the requirement of an individual. Right, so we created an object right here. Now we will say list of places dot add dot put. अब कितनी चीजें ले रहा है? देखिए integer and string. क्यों ले रहा है integer and string? क्योंकि आपने declaration के time पे ही बोला that is going to be key and a value pair. Key is integer and now you can say key and value. So the key is integer. I'll say 11. I'll call this as, or we can say 19001. Right, I'll say BARAMULL, or no, 19001 is always Srinagar, and I can say list of places dot put 19110. Right, let's say for example any place like Bara, MULLA, Baramulla. Now my list is ready. Now I want to extract. This is populating the data, and now we'll have to extract the data. How do you extract the data? That is the question. Alright, so we extract the data like this. So I'll say list, I'll say out.print. I'll say out.print. I'll take request.get parameter. Right, मैं URL से parameter ले रहा हूँ यहाँ पर. I will say, for example, key. Right, request out.println request.get parameter key. Or we can do something like this. I can say string key, or we can say int key is equivalent to request.get parameter key from the URL, right? And I can choose integer dot parse int. I can choose it easily. Someone is calling me. Alright, so I can say integer.parseInt right here, right? So I'll say int key is equal to integer.parseInt request.get parameter of key. That means जब भी अब हम URL में key देंगे वो इस key में आएगी. And now we can say print list of places dot get, right? And what is the key? Whatever key you take here, list of places dot get. If I say 190001, क्या आएगा out dot println में? Srinagar. If I say 19110, so आ जाएगा Baramulla. So let's try this. I'll go ahead and I will supply, I'll say key is equivalent to 19001 in the URL. Okay, so we're getting actually nothing. 19001, 19001, it's basically. Okay, we are getting Srinagar. If I say 19110 in the URL, so we are getting Baramulla. So now whenever we call the key, we get the value, right? So मुझे ये समझाना नहीं चाहिए आपको, because I reckon you all are core Java known, so you already know core Java. That is why all the things that are being displayed here are the what values. Now when I click register 122, I get my SQL server. Now when I click on 111 right here, I get MongoDB. So this is how a key and a value pair actually works, right? So this is basically how we do this, right? Any problems? हाँ जी, कोई प्रॉब्लम? जाहिद, जाहिद साहबा कहीं छो?
Yes sir, हाँ बोलिए.
क्या प्रॉब्लम छा?
इनके इसमें प्रॉब्लम वीडियो उछत इतना स्क्रीन एक सी जा रही है.
अच्छा, फिर क्लियर हो जाता वीडियो देख के? चलो चलो ठीक है, कोई नहीं. अब क्या करेंगे, हमारे को अब रखाइए हमारे स्टूडेंट्स के लिए दबा इंडिया वर्ल्ड कशीर मुंशस बनावन assetless society. They want to snatch the asset, right? They want to snatch the intellect, right? So they want, so that's not going to happen. That means we are going to live with what is available. जो कोई भी चीज़ हमारे पास available है, right? तो हम उसी के साथ चलेंगे इंशाल्लाह. उसी से हम अपना पेट भरेंगे और अपना दिमाग भी भरेंगे. But what you got to do as an individual, right? तो आपको बेसिकली अपने टाइम को प्रॉपरली यूटिलाइज करना है, ठीक है? डोंट वेस्ट टाइम, राइट? एंड अदरवाइज you'll stuck with, I don't know, nowadays everything is with only exam, without learning anything, only exam, and then take guess. So basically you got to set the path of your life, or we can say the destination of your what आप बनना क्या चाहते हैं. कोई कुछ बनने के लिए अगर ऐसा बोले जाए कि कुछ पाने के लिए कुछ खोना भी पड़ता है, so that's basically not wrong, right? Okay, absolutely good. Now we have to populate some more things. जैसे हमने population के बारे में बोला, that means अब क्या ये सब डेटाबेस से आ सकता है? बिल्कुल आ सकता है. क्या हम डेटाबेस में ये भेज सकते हैं? बिल्कुल भेज सकते हैं, राइट? जब हम यहाँ पर डिस्प्ले करा सकते हैं, if I go to the managed bean and see where are we populating them, we're populating them here. Now can these things come from the database? Yes, these things can absolutely come from the database. So there's no problem in getting basically these things from the database, right? So that is what our next target is going to be. We will be populating and getting values from the database only, right? And then we will be looking for different things to get these things from the database. तो सबसे पहले उसके लिए हम क्या काम करेंगे? We'll get connected to the database, right? So कल हमारा जो मेन टॉपिक रहेगा, जो हमने लॉगिन बनाया है, whatever login screen that we have created, or the login screen that we have created right here, if you could see right here, right? तो इसका हम populate करेंगे database से ही, ठीक है? Right, and we will create two different things. One, we will create a register screen, and second, we will create a login screen. Register screen में हम registration database में ले जाएंगे, not using Hibernate but using plain JDBC, but complete object oriented technology based, और लॉगिन भी करवाएंगे. तो उससे क्या आपको समझ आ जाएगा पूरी डिटेल्स कैसे क्या हो रहा है. तब तक के लिए इस प्री पॉपुलेशन पे आप काम कीजिए, और आपके लिए मैं होमवर्क सेट कर रहा हूँ कि यहाँ पर जो हमने डिस्प्ले कराया है, इफ यू सी योर कंप्यूटर स्क्रीन, इफ यू डोंट सी, यू कैन सी द वीडियो, राइट? यहाँ पर हमने वैल्यूज डिस्प्ले कराए हैं. आई वांट टू डिस्प्ले कीज right? We have displayed keys, not the values. I want to display values as well. If you can see, if I submit this, values displayed on the index page, right? अगर मैं 101 पे क्लिक करके वैल्यू देखता हूँ वो डिस्प्ले पेज पे आ जाता है. तो आप लोग ज़्यादा, क्योंकि अभी लाइव हम ज़्यादा जा नहीं सकते, आई हैव टू सी दैट यू ऑल वॉच द वीडियो एंड कंप्लीट द वीडियो टुडे, क्योंकि डे बाय डे हेक्टिक हो जाएगा. कल हमें डेटाबेस कनेक्ट करनी है, कल हमें डेटाबेस फाइल बनानी है, कनेक्शन फाइल बनाना है, राइट. लॉगिन के बाद हम ऐसे ही CRMS पे काम करके डेटा एक्सट्रैक्शन जो है पॉपुलेशन डेटाबेस से करवाएंगे, ठीक है. तो आप लोग वीडियो देखें, आई बी शेयरिंग द वीडियो. कल थोड़ा सा लेट हो गया था वीडियो शेयर करने में, तो आज मैं बहुत जल्दी वीडियो, विद इन 5 मिनट्स योर वीडियो इज गोइंग टू बी अवेलेबल, राइट. सो सी यू गाइज. और साइमा और इंशा थोड़ा रेगुलर रहिए. आई थिंक यू वेस्टेड 1 year, सो नॉट टू वेस्ट अनदर ईयर, ठीक है. बी रेगुलर, वॉच द वीडियो, वॉच प्रीवियस वीडियोज फर्स्ट बिफोर यू मूव ऑन टू दिस वीडियो. पहले आप प्रीवियस वीडियोज, डू नॉट वॉच देम एज मूवीज, लर्न एंड वॉच, लर्न फ्रॉम योर वीडियोज, राइट. So don't only watch them as movies, right? तो पढ़ने में और basically खबरें देखने में और सीखने में there's a hell amount of difference. So that's what I can expect from you. I'll be taking your attendance, and this is the first time I'm marking Saima as present. I don't know, right? And 3-4 classes अगर आप मिस करोगे ऐसे ही कोई, तो आपका तो कल्याण हो जाएगा ना, मतलब basically. So you'll have to understand that you cannot miss more classes, right? Okay, I have taken your attendance for the day. I'll be forwarding this to basically our option. So IT official. Okay, so Tausif. Right then, so I have marked everything right here. So I log off. अगर किसी को कोई प्रॉब्लम है तो मुझे बताइए, कोई सोल्यूशन चाहिए आप पूछिए मुझसे, कहीं प्रॉब्लम आ रही है वो पूछिए मुझसे, ठीक है. ओके.